Hi everyone and welcome back to Rachel's Enchanting Cakes. Now today I'm going to be showing you how to make your own homemade completely edible sprinkles, perfect for your cakes and cupcakes. Whilst we are all stuck at home, if you have run out of sprinkles, this is perfect because maybe you need to order some, but you're going to have to pay the packaging and posting. But not only that, they are taking longer, the deliveries. I'm going to guide you through everything in a simple step-by-step format, and you can do them any colour you want. So let's make a start. In this bowl, I have 1 egg white, and you want to beat this down gently. You're just beating in a small amount of air until it looks like it does here. Here I have measured 200 grams of icing sugar, and you want to gradually beat this in to that egg white a little bit at a time. Once you start getting soft peaks, you will notice, because it'll be lovely and pliable and you'll actually be able to pipe it, that is when you have added enough of the icing sugar. I will speed this process up so that you can see what it needs to look like. Now we want to colour a small amount of our homemade royal icing. So I add some to a very small bowl, and using the colour of my choice in a cocktail stick, simply add this directly to the royal icing and stir it in before we apply this to the piping bag. I'm choosing to use disposable piping bags, and I have a number 1 piping nozzle. Start by cutting off the end of the piping bag and place the piping nozzle directly in there. I then like to use a glass, and I simply push the bag into the glass and place it around the rim. This just allows me to fill the bag up an awful lot neater with my royal icing. We will then be piping this directly onto some baking paper. Using a fairly large piece of baking paper, and the grid underneath also helps me get my straight lines if you have one, but it's not essential. Simply start piping very long but thin lines along your baking paper. You will then repeat this for any other colours that you use. Remember, we've only used a small amount of that royal icing. What I have done with the rest of it whilst I'm making these sprinkles is cover the bowl with some cling film and then place it in the fridge. When royal icing has set, it does last an awful long time. So these sprinkles can be stored away for a good few months and be used on your cakes. So simply repeat this process, making all of these lines. It's very therapeutic, and if you've not had much practice with piping, making sprinkles is a really good way to get that practice in there, guys. I'll speed this process up for you before I show you the final step. So you want to make sure that you leave your royal icing stripes to set for maybe about an hour, maybe just over. So these have set, and all I am doing here is taking a sharp knife, and first of all I'm trimming away those bulging bits that I started with at the beginning. Now you might find that you get those if you're not used to piping very much, which I don't with royal icing, but as you can see, the rest of the stripes are beautiful and thin. So just using this sharp knife, I literally just cut straight into that royal icing that has set. Do this for all of the different colours that you have made. If you've got any jars to one side, you can store them in the jar. Remember, this royal icing has now set, so it will last for an awful long time. It's a great technique to learn. It's very, very simple, but sometimes the simplest ones are the best. And during this difficult period, if you are running out of sprinkles and don't want to be paying extra money on top of the actual price, because you're going to have to pay for delivery, and it's taken a lot longer at the moment for deliveries to arrive, This is a fantastic alternative. Happy baking, guys. Remember, stay safe, and I will be back soon with an awful lot more completely free content.